The shutdown is also putting a strain on the people who make sure we get to our destination safely. Air traffic controllers have been working without pay since October 1st, and they won't see their checks until the shutdown ends.
And this introduces a new risk to aviation. Air traffic controllers are supposed to mitigate risk. Air traffic controllers ensure that risk is out of the system so that those who fly and those who we serve, that they are safe. And this brings a risk where their focus is now on, when I get off my shift today, do I have to go and drive Uber tonight?
All right, I'm joined now by Dan McCabe. He's the Southern Regional Vice President of the National Air Traffic Controllers Association. Dan, welcome back in.
Thank you.
Okay, so we heard there from the Vice President. The President announced that funds would be reallocated to pay the military. Let me put up what the DHS Secretary says. By Wednesday, Border Patrol officers, ICE officers, Secret Service, TSA officers will be paid. Secretary Noem says it'll cover 4 days lost, their overtime, next pay period. That's Homeland Security, you're the Department of Transportation. What are the conversations about making sure that your essential workers that you represent are paid?
It'd be nice to have that.
Yeah.
So far, nothing. We've heard nothing. And that is disappointing, obviously. I mean, listen, nobody wants the military to go unpaid. Nobody thinks that federal law enforcement should be unpaid, but there are other people that are doing essential work on behalf of the United States as well.
And so the job is stressful enough. Right. I mean, it was stressful September 30th.
Right.
What is it like now?
It's like getting punched in the gut at this point. We train controllers to take all of your outside stress, leave it at the door, come inside. If you're looking for stress, there's stress to be found at work. Financial stress is probably some of the worst stress that a person can deal with, right? And we have a really young workforce now. They may not be as set up. Everyone has their own story. And listen, people have things that happen. But as people begin worrying, how do I defer a mortgage? How am I going to pay the light bill, right? Your electric co-op's not shut down, just us. That stress is going to work its way into the control room. And it creates anxiety, it creates fatigue, and we don't need that in the system.
Are you seeing an increase of sick calls?
No, I think what we're seeing right now is we're hyper-focused on air traffic control. I mean, it's no secret, and we talked about this, for the last decade. 10,800 controllers across the system right now that needs over 14,000. I think what we're seeing is what we see every single day. It's just highlighted in the news. Listen, we don't want people to come to work if they're sick. Yeah. We don't want people to work if they're too tired to do the job. And nothing has changed with that.
Yeah, there's been a shortage of air traffic controllers for far longer than this shutdown.
Correct.
Obviously. I had Congressman James Clyburn on my show yesterday, and I asked him about the duration of the shutdown. I asked, could this go to Thanksgiving, to Christmas? And he says, although he doesn't think it will, theoretically it could. We heard the same from Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. We heard the same thing from Senator Kennedy of Louisiana. What does the travel season look like if this stretches into November and December?
I don't even know. So we're looking October 28th would be our first zero paycheck. I mean, that's when tough conversations are happening at home. That's when, do I continue to go to work or do I do something that puts food on the table today? And like I said, everyone has their own situation. They have their own life story. Some people may be able to stretch, some may be paycheck to paycheck.
And at that point, when you say do this or something else, you're not talking about sick outs. You're talking about people thinking about getting a different job.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Or doing another job when they get off work from doing this job, or before they go into work to do this job. I mean, this is not sustainable.
Yeah.
The controllers do amazing work every single day. I mean, here we are at 6:26 in the morning. There's a full complement of controllers all across the country doing the work right now. They're there on Christmas Day, they're there on Thanksgiving Day, and they deserve the dignity and respect of being compensated for their work.
Let me read some reporting on how the last major shutdown ended. This is 2018-2019, the longest one in American history. Headline from our team: the government shutdown ended after only 10 air traffic controllers stayed home. And here's part of the right. The absence of those few workers, 6 in Northern Virginia, 4 in Florida, numbers not previously reported, temporarily shut down travel at New York's LaGuardia Airport, caused delays at other major hubs, including New Jersey, Philadelphia, and Atlanta. Their actions, along with the staffing issues already brewing at the Transportation Security Administration, helped tip the scales in Washington, driving President Donald Trump to agree to a 3-week ceasefire. Now, I'm not talking about coordinated sick-outs because NATCA doesn't endorse that, and it would in some ways be illegal. But you must be aware of the possibility that it is your workers that could end this and quickly.
So we don't start them, we don't end them, but we are stuck in the middle of them. And my ask would be that our elected leadership in DC puts an end to this. And like I said, the system is short. The system is so fragile. You know, in some places, these controllers are working 10 hours a day, 6 days a week, 4 days off a month. Sometimes it only takes 1 or 2. Someone may have a child, someone may have a sick parent, someone themselves may be sick. Someone may be 2 hours late to work because they get stuck in an accident. And as people fall off the schedule, this is what happens. This happened September 30th and before, and it'll happen long after the shutdown's gone until we improve the staffing of this system.
All right, Dan McCabe, thank you.
Appreciate it.
AI chat.